Okay, well, I am Maria, and I'm looking like, I don't know, I'm so bored. I'm literally gonna go on something fun. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna do. Okay, well, okay, well, here's a stupid question going like, if you mated a bulldog and a Shih Tzu, would it be called a bullshit? Ow. Um, no. It would actually be called like a boltsu or a not exactly a bullshit. It could be a dog shit. Wait, no, that's worse. It could be a dog soup. You know, it doesn't have to be like bullshit. Why would it be bullshit? A bulldog and a Shih Tzu. Ew. It could be dog shit better or dog sue. You know, dog sue. I'm not that funny, but like here, I get my moments sometimes. If Jimmy cracks corn and no one cares, why is there a song about him? Well, stupid people these days. Of course, they do care about him. Just that they're saying they don't care about him. But it's part of the song, and you know, they always make a song about everything. Even freaking whatever, she has a little lamb. Um, I forgot the chick's name. Ugh. There's also one about I forgot everything. There's even one about a freaking cow jumping over a moon. So of course they would make a song about Jimmy cracks corn or whatever, and no one cares. Um, why are softballs hard? The game is called softball. They're not exactly called. Well, of course it's a softball, but because it's not as hard as a baseball, and softball is kind of the same thing as baseball. So yeah, it's softer, but yeah, it's kind of hard too. But you should understand that, like, it's kind of the same thing as baseball, but softball. Kind of a good question. I don't know why it's under stupid questions, but Huh. There is also, why do people point to the wrist when asking for the time? But people don't point to their crotch when they ask where the bathroom is. Because of course, people, you know how you're like, what's the time? You're like that, right? But where's the bathroom? Would you want to do that? No, right? Of course, that's why people are mature enough not to do that, and they just go with where's the bathroom. And if you're talking to a Hispanic person, of course, he would be like, trying to attempt to say bathroom in Spanish, not literally point at your crotch. No. Of course, some common sense. And plus that, of course I would do that. I would be like, where's the bathroom? And I would grab my crotch. But I wouldn't point at my crotch. I would grab it, because I gotta pee. Okay, I'm not answering that. Why does Goofy stand erect while Pluto remains on all fours? They're both dogs. Of course they're both dogs. But Goofy is kind of one of the main characters, but Pluto is supposed to be his dog, and supposedly he isn't trained enough to be a person, because you know how people go to school for that shit. Well, I really don't know. That's actually a good question. Okay, can blind people see their dreams? Of course they can. The dream is in here, not here, you know. Um, when you dream, you're literally in another world. Like, kind of half dead, half alive. Your body's still there, remaining on the bed while you're in dreamland. Woohoo! Whether it's an amazing dream or a freaking nightmare. doesn't matter. Of course, blind people can see their dreams. Like, who wouldn't see their dreams? Your eyes are closed either way. Duh. Okay. Well, in the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty is usually an egg. Like, shut up. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's men and all the men's horses tried to put Humpty together again. It's like a little riddle that you have to find. It doesn't exactly say it's an egg, but of course you can see if it's sitting on the wall and it falls and it cracks. Try to put it together again. A little crazy thing. Let me get a little thing on. I just epically failed at writing Michael Jackson Experience, but well. If the number 2 pencil is popular, why is it still number 2? True that. Because of course they wouldn't change the name of the pencil just because it's popular. Like, if you see, let's just say Justin Bieber. Of course I love him. He's popular now because of course he's got the girls after him. Of course I'm one of them. He's turned so popular. He has amazing songs and everything. Oh my god, Papi Chulo. Yeah, but he didn't change his name to number 1. He still remains Justin Bieber, Leave your name as it is. You don't have to change it for nothing. Don't change for anyone. Be yourself. That's why the pencil is being itself and it's living dream. Yeah. Where's the egg and egg roll? That is so true. An egg roll. I forgot what it's made of, but I know there's no eggs in egg roll. I'm guessing it's because I have no idea really. Where's the lead in a lead pencil? A lead pencil true that. Where is in lead pencils, the lead is like this kind of hard thing. It kind of looks like the thing a regular pencil has. That black thing, that's lead. Either way, that's lead, but it's harder. Just that the lead for the mechanical pencil. I just talked all Hispanic. The leg, the lead for the mechanical pencils are skinnier. So yeah, of course. Why aren't blueberries blue? Of course blueberries are blue, just that you can't really see it because it's dark blue. It looks black, right? Yeah. Well, I am going to change this to okay. I remember this. I said this to my boyfriend once. I was like, I called your boyfriend gay and he hit me with his purse. He was like, oh, he trolled me, right? He was all like, oh, so you're a man. I was like, fuck you. And then I was like, if you're gonna act like a, no, I was like, you should put a condom on your head because if you're gonna act like a dick, might as well just like one. And he was like, oh, baby, that made me so sad. And he put a little sad face. And I was like, I was kidding. And he was like, bitch, I wanted to see what you say. And that's when I started going like, oh, I remember what I said to him. I really don't remember. Oh, look. Bacon is bacon, eggs are eggs. Don't let a guy between your legs. They say you're cute, they say you're fine. 9 months later, they say it's not mine. No. Wanna get laid? Oh yeah, I was like, wanna get laid? Just curl up a chicken's ass and wait. It's men like you that make women gay. What's the difference between your girlfriend and a walrus? One has a mustache and smells like a fish, and the other is a walrus. Your wife said she likes seafood, so I gave her crabs. Wow. I'll never forget the time we met, although I'll keep trying. You're just mad because your hair's straighter than you are. How's you? If you ever become a mother, can I have one of the puppies? They say opposites attract. I hope you meet someone who is good looking, intelligent, and cultured. Roses are red, violets are blue. Garbage is dumped, and so are you. That's a good one. Your girlfriend is so ugly, she went to a dog show and won. They call it PMS because mad cow disease was already taken. Wow, that's not nice. Women might be able to fake orgasms, but men can fake a whole relationship. Of course, that is so true. Okay, well, I'm gonna go now since, yeah, I can't find anything good on the internet. Well, just bye.